Sometimes we tell you about things that are proposed laws that might get signed, they might go into effect. So this went into effect yesterday. Texas State Representative Donna Howard says it's been 3 months since Texas imposed a near total ban on abortion procedures, and now lawmakers are once again coming after choice by restricting medication abortion, ignoring FDA and medical evidence of its safety and effectiveness. This 1-2 punch will strip away the ability of Texans to make their own healthcare decisions, and that is its intent. This new law lists 27 different potential complications as a result of using this 2-drug regimen, the medical abortion, ranging from incomplete abortion to death of the patient to complications of future pregnancies, which might lead you to believe that they're doing this because they're worried about the complications. First of all, long-term studies have shown that medical abortion is both highly effective at terminating a pregnancy, and few patients experience significant side effects and can be made aware of those before electing to undergo medical abortion. They don't care at all about that. They're plugging holes, that's all it is. They made the in-person abortions far more restrictive and made it a coin flip whether you'd be even aware that you were pregnant while you still had time legally to get it. So many people responded by saying, well, you can still, at least for a few more weeks, get this medication shipped to you. So they're getting rid of that. They're inventing rationales. They just want to stop women from exercising these rights. That's it.
It's insane, dude. So what I was talking about how it would, this would save thousands of lives. Like, you're gonna kill a lot of people by outlawing abortion because people are still gonna do it. The Supreme Court has previously decided, based on science, that is, Roe is motivated by science about like potential for viability of the fetus to proceed developing on its own, right? The abortion pill, which is different from Plan B, is like according to Planned Parenthood, a two pill process that stops the growth of the fetus and then induces a menstruation, which empties the uterus of the 7 weeks of cell formation, right? Like, okay, that is medically very reliable and safe up to the 11-week thing. It's like up to 90% effective and generally safe, FDA approved, all that stuff that they pretend that they care about, right? If you outlaw it, people are gonna go get abortions. And if they're illegal, those abortions aren't gonna be safe. They aren't gonna be as safe. So you're outlawing something that, based on the science you purport to advance, which is hilarious from this group, you're supporting behavior that is unsafe and it's gonna kill people. So you're not actually pro-life.
Yeah. And none of it's again, we have to talk about these things, and we'll say a bunch of stuff. That's true. We'll give you information from these organizations. You'll point out the obvious consequences. We all know all of this. They know all of this. They just don't care. It is useful to them to do it. Some of them are true believers. They're radical Christian zealots who just want to see their very specific misconceptions of Christianity be the law of the land. These are the exact same people that were terrified of Sharia law becoming institutionalized 10 years ago. They now want their version to be the law that you have to live by. This is one step along that path, and others see it as a convenient thing to get their base that they see as religious wahoos to be distracted and usher them into continued power. Because the Supreme Court that they delivered is a Supreme Court that will annihilate Roe v. Wade, but that isn't fundamentally why people like Mitch McConnell or others were interested in it. Donald Trump hasn't lived his whole life really aggrieved about abortion. He doesn't care about that. These are a Supreme Court that are going to allow deregulation of businesses, the continued cutting of taxes. They're going to shred any progressive legislation that might be passed through the rest of our life. That is what it's actually there for. And it's a weird position to be in, where what we're seeing right now is very literally a distraction and incredibly important, but not for the people who are using it as a distraction. It is crucial. It is a right that is important. And it is just being used as a callous distraction so that people can save a few $100,000 in possible taxes or spending that might come in the next decade. That's really what it's about.
Right. The annoying thing is the people I disagree with the most in this conversation, I actually respect the most because they're actually being honest. Now, I would hope they would.
You mean like the crazy Christians?
The crazy Christians. Like I hope they find the error in their ways. I have much more disrespect and contempt for the people who use this cynically in order to forward their very materialistic, like there is a scene in the Bible for this where this, Jesus goes into the temple and says, my house should be my temple should be a house of prayer, but you've made it a den of thieves. They are taking your religion and using it to make money. And Jesus got really pissed off about that. And he threw them all out. So you need to get rid of them.
We are not a good culture at doing that, as the Joel Osteen story is gonna show a little bit later on. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.